Hey guys, it's John Markish, also known as Greedy Rashidi, and I've been working on some uh, computer versus computer elements for NBA 2K18. I did a game of the 2018 Knicks versus the 1999 Knicks, as those are two teams that I've kind of been focusing on. So I wanted to show off how these teams did against each other. One of the things I've been trying to get into the game is more free throw attempts, and I think the results here were actually pretty good, as the 99 Knicks had 19 free throws and the current Knicks squad had 26, which is way more than what teams will usually get when they face off against each other. So that's a step in the right direction, and just wanted to show off some of the highlights from this game because I thought it was a pretty well executed game by the computer. Real quick, let's check the box for both teams. You see Enes Kanter had a big game. I guess it's kind of spoiling the highlights a little bit, but these are your top scorers for the game. The one thing that kind of sticks out to me is Porzingis and Beasley did not attempt a three, which is not normal. Usually they take a lot of threes. This might be a matchup thing where Larry Johnson is a pretty quick defender for a power forward. At least he was back in that day. Nowadays, all power forwards are kind of in the Larry Johnson blend. Michael Beasley is actually kind of comparable to what Larry Johnson was back then. But they didn't attempt a three, and maybe that was also because they were taking advantage of Larry Johnson's small size in the post or whatever. So we're gonna watch the replays and kind of figure out how they scored their points. Frank Ntilikina was 2 for 11. That's 11 shots in 18 minutes. It's kind of a lot for him. So that might have been, depending on who was on the floor, probably dictated him taking that many shots. And it actually looks like the Knicks did. He led the team in assists with three. Jared Jack had no assists, which is also kind of abnormal. So that kind of tells me that KP did a lot of one-on-one. He's probably going to the rack a lot because obviously more threes, more jump shots equals assists. So the fact that the Knicks only have their leader only has three means they play probably more one-on-one than the other squad. So on the other side, you got the 99 Knicks, who I actually started focusing on after I saw a post on Operation Sports um, talking about how point guards take a lot of shots, and he highlighted a Charlie Ward box score where like Ward led the team in shots, and then I ran a simulation and saw like Charlie Ward was taking a lot of shots, so I kind of went in and tried to make some adjustments to the team and make them play a little more accurately. So here Charlie Ward took 33, or sorry, he took only 5 shots in 33 minutes, which is a pretty great ratio. That's
Are
kind
you
of
doing
indicative
another
of who he
game
was.
after this?
So um, that was pretty good to see. Houston and Spreewell did most of the damage for this team. Houston actually took a lot of shots, which is the first time I've actually been able to replicate that result. Typically, it's been Spreewell leading the team. So again, this might have been a matchup thing, based on like being guarded by Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway Jr. or whatever. And Patrick Ewing had a pretty good game. Marcus Camby had a pretty good game. Those guys actually split their time on the floor evenly, combining for 24 points and 19 rebounds and 4 blocks. So pretty good contributions for the center spot. Larry Johnson, he took 4 threes, unlike KP and Beasley, although he missed all of them, but still pretty good to see. All in all, a pretty well-rounded effort for the squad. And we see Chris Dudley actually scored a basket, and Kirk Thomas only took 1 shot in his 14 minutes. Maybe I need to get him a little extra touches. But anyway, let's check out the play-by-plays now.
McGrady and Yao Rockets versus Nash and Amaray Suns.
Alright, so Sprewell's going to the basket. Jared Jack with a little teardrop. Looks like KP with an offensive rebound to a shooter. Okay. Ewing with a putback. I've been trying to cut back on like offensive tip-ins and whatnot, but I don't mind ones like that. Let me actually see this one again.
Gilbert Arenas
cool.
Wizards versus John Wall Wizards.
Alright, that's cool. So it looks like they had a little scuffle for the ball, but Sprewell's defense let up, leading to that shot. Kind of one of those awkward computer moments. KP is just too big for Larry Johnson, so I think that's probably what the computer, why KP didn't take any threes in this game. Just look at that size disparity. You know, KP can just shoot over him in the post so easy. Larry Johnson looks like he's Isaiah, like 5'9" in this shot. Oh, Ewing getting some work done. Cantor on the third try, it looks like, gets that one to go. Sprewell gets to the line for some free throws. Looks like the backup's coming in. Kylo Quinn off an offensive board. Lance Thomas pull up in transition. I don't like that shot, so mental notes for later.
Darius Miles and Lamar Odom Clippers versus Baron Davis Warriors.
Now Ewing gets his work in. Okay. Houston gets them to bite on the fake. Okay. Pick and roll with the clock running down. Chris Child, who I had to make for in the game. He is not in the regular roster. Him and Kirk Thomas I had to make for the team. That's Kirk Thomas getting the rebound. I didn't focus too much on the appearances. I just wanted to get the bodies in there.
Chris Childs punched Kobe back in the day.
That he did. I have Chris Childs' nickname as Cool Hands because of the Kobe punch. Yeah, that's Kurt Thomas on Beasley. Yeah, that's a mismatch. That's what happens when you got the '90s versus the current teams. You're gonna have mismatches like that.
Come on, cheap shot.
Alright, it's 3-well to Houston in transition. 2018 Knicks respond. Yeah, Beasley's just going to town on Kirk Thomas right now. I actually want to look around. Who's on the court right now? Looks like Sprewell's still in. Spree and Houston are still in. Courtney Lee is the starter that's in. Everybody else is on the bench. Okay, so it looks like Beasley's the go-to guy right now, and they're just like focusing on. This is a clear mismatch, so they're going to attack that until they make a substitution, most likely. One of Ntilikina's only baskets.
Beasley has always been underrated.
Yeah, I don't disagree with her. I saw this before. This killed me. This is 2K, we gotta fix this. I think the first time Chris Dudley's ever had a drive from the 3 point line, he probably shouldn't have been out there to begin with. So I'm gonna see if I can make some kind of change to get that to not happen. Although I'm surprised that like Porzingis was guarding him. Porzingis is a good enough defender that that should have been stopped, but that's just the computer not showing enough like intensity. All right, looks like LJ's got the mismatch. Okay. Cantor with the cut to the basket. How much time was left on the clock? Oh, that was just in motion. Yeah, so Charlie, that's a bad sag back by Charlie Ward. There's no, there's no reason for him to really be doing that because LJ is already kind of guarding the basket. If anything, like LJ is leaving Porzingis completely wide open in order to protect the paint. So like the fact that Ward also comes over is just a little weird. Uh, the defense in 2K18 is a little bit lacking. The principles and fundamentals aren't really there this year. Okay, Camby off a tip. Because Porzingis was testing the shot. Looks like Childs came off the screen. Jared Jack just loses everybody. Porzingis has a mismatch on. Is that a mismatch or is that Marcus Camby? That's Marcus Camby. Man, Porzingis is so big that Marcus Camby's 6'11". That's supposed to be only a 4-inch disparity. So I don't know if he is in the intense D and not standing up straight. But man, this Porzingis is gigantic. Ewan going to work on Cantor. Cantor responds with free throws on the other end. Houston wet. Hardaway goes to Houston on the other end. Houston comes back with his own. Looks like Hardaway and Houston are going at it right now. And then to end the quarter, we have Sprewell. And one. With about 2 seconds left on the clock.
I think Cousins tore his ankle tonight.
Yep, Cousins tore his Achilles. He's done for the year. They're going to have to replace him on the All-Star team. My guess is probably Nikola Jokic or DeAndre Jordan. Allen Houston dunk. What? Boring dunk. Might as well have been a layup. How did this even come about? Because I see that they switched. Okay, so they had a pick and roll. They switch. And then Ewing sets the screen on Jack. Okay, that was a pretty good play. And Houston's just too quick for Jared Jack. Nice, okay. Jared Jack comes back. Larry Johnson dunk. Larry Johnson kind of had back problems at this point. Maybe I should drop his dunk rating a little bit. He wasn't doing standing dunks at this point.
Historic big men don't enough. I don't think they have dunk packages.
Porzingis just takes Larry Johnson off the dribble. That was just bad defensive positioning by the computer. He gave him his right hand. This is probably terrible pick and roll defense by the computer. Yeah, okay. But Enes Kanter also has terrible pick and roll defense ratings, and that's probably a play he would make in real life. So I'm not going to fault the computer too hard there, but Still. Courtney Lee, Larry Johnson, no rim protector. Larry Johnson open on the other end. I noticed people get scored on and then they come back and they're the ones who usually get the shot. Okay, Cantor on a putback.
I played with Patrick Ewing a ton of times in All-Star Team Up and I dunked maybe 5 times. It was embarrassing.
Doug McDermott getting a lot of shots at the rim. Okay, LJ going to work on KP. Oh my god. Chris Dudley hit a free throw.
I remember thinking Dejuan Wagner was the future for the Cavs. Memories.
This is definitely not Chris Dudley's form. Chris Dudley's form definitely should not be in the game. It's like the worst free throw form you'll ever see, like, period. And this is, by the way, why I'm thrilled that, by the way, that, like, the game has changed where point guards are, you know, the whole freedom of movement and stuff, and like big men are not like post scorers and everything anymore, because the league was just built for guys like Chris Dudley to thrive in. Like, you didn't need skill to be an NBA player, you just needed to be big. So Chris Dudley had like absolutely no basketball skill. The guy had the worst free throw like form period for a number of years. Never got it
Have a
worked
good
on.
night, guys. I'm gonna do some work.
Never got it worked on. And like players with that kind of like lack of skill set or work ethic to like improve upon their skill set, especially for big men, they just flat out don't exist anymore.
I guess you don't know about Sean Bradley. Eric Dampier.
Ntilikina's baskets looked good, at least the ones he made. I don't know about the 9 that he missed, but obviously, not a he only shoots like 30-something% in real life. Whoa, lots of free throws. I love it. I love it. Becomes a free throw fest at the end of the third quarter. Nice.
Chris Mimslava Medvedenko.
Chris Childs with an offensive rebound. Beasley going to work again. Houston with the clock running down. Sprewell. Okay, yeah, it takes Lance Thomas on a pick and roll. Looks like Ewing getting to work on a pick and roll. Facial on Beasley. Oh man, Lance Thomas, moment to shine. Sprewell's a better defender than that. Okay. Vintage Patrick Ewing. Charlie Ward on the fast break. I think it's one of the first fast breaks. I think that's the first fast break that we've seen so far. At least uncontested like that. It's him Hardaway off the screen roll. Driving kick for Houston to Spree. LJ on a fast break. Oh, KP going to work. LJ's too small for him. Sprewell probably in transition, and Sprewell did this in transition all the time, so I'm cool with this. he always pulled up from like that corner elbow. KP going to work again on LJ. And one. Camby down low. Oh, that's a big shot by LJ. Ooh. That's right, yeah. Flex. Show the L. That actually ties the game. 2 more free throws by Canner. Porzingis goes to work on... Oh, yeah, total mismatch on Allen Houston. Yeah, so I guess this is why Porzingis was not shooting threes. He was just attacking the rim on smaller defenders the whole night. Is that after a free throw? No. Oh, yeah, it is. Unreal. Offensive rebounding is a little sketch this year, not gonna lie. Sprewell gets into the paint. Cammy with another tip in. Yeah, it's Spree shot. Oh man, that looks like a post up by Porzingis. Yeah. Larry Johnson just can't do anything but watch. And then, yeah, Allen Houston. That's a tough shot. And that's all she wrote. So again, that was the box. 23s attempted for both teams. That's normal for the 99 Knicks, I would say. Probably a little low for the current Knicks squad. But like I said, it seemed like KP and Beasley just were not shooting threes. There's your shot chart. Guess it can't hurt to go through and see where all these guys missed. Sprewell missed a bunch of shots. And Allen Houston missed a bunch of shots. Alright, from the other squad. I'm surprised Doug Dermott took that many shots close to the rim. Normally he's a shooter. But maybe with the free throws so high, like the computer kind of put it in like their points of emphasis to attack the rim. So that's why guys weren't shooting as many threes. All right. Yeah, the current Knicks squad only had 12 assists versus 19. 12 assists is about as low as I've ever seen a team have in like a computer simulation. So worth noting. Pretty nice data point. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this recap, and be on the lookout for more content of this nature from me. I'll see y'all later.